Well, we got a doozy of a buzz this morning. Welcome back to the Rose Show. In the buzz, a local public feud is escalating. Congressman Patrick Kennedy of here in Rhode Island and Providence Bishop Thomas Tobin has recently butted heads on the issue of abortion. Now, Kennedy says Tobin told him in the past that if he goes to church, he should not receive communion because he is, quote, not a good practicing Catholic because of positions I've taken as a public official. Now, this communication between the pair allegedly happened back in 2007. Kennedy goes on to say that Tobin ordered diocesan priests not to give him communion. In his statement, Tobin says he never ordered his priests not to give the sacrament to Kennedy, saying, quote, I am disappointed that the congressman would make public my request of nearly 3 years ago that sought to provide solely for his spiritual well-being. Let's take a look and a listen at some parishioners about what they have to say about the issue.
Well, he has a choice, and he's a personal friend of mine. He has a choice to leave the church.
In our Catholic faith, we're pro-life, and that's bottom line.
Before we get into it, let me just ask this question. Should your personal beliefs bar you from receiving communion?
I don't even think that's necessarily a fair question. Because, I think if you look at the Catholic Church, and it's been founded on sort of these rules, if you will.
Sacraments.
Right. And I actually did the interviews with those parishioners yesterday outside of the cathedral. Granted, we were sort of on home territory here. That's where the bishop presides and says Mass. But the majority of people were saying it is cut and dry. If you are a Catholic, you're a Catholic, and you follow the rules of the Catholic Church.
Which means?
Hence, that you are pro-life, basically, is what they're saying, is bottom line.
You're against abortion.
And if you are, not following the rules, then you should not be able to receive the sacrament. And that's the majority of people I spoke with yesterday just feel it's black and white, cut and dry.
Right. Yeah. Now, the next question comes up.
Yeah.
I just think this is really bad to have this in a public forum. And I respect both men, but Patrick Kennedy going to the Journal, I think, was a big mistake.
I don't understand why that's even necessary, especially considering it happened so long ago. Why is this coming out now? And
well, it's all because of this health care bill, and I just think, listen, his father had problems with the church as well, Ted Kennedy.
A lot of Democrats have.
But I think he was smart enough, and other senior statesmen were smart enough to do these things behind closed doors.
Well, and I think it appears, and again, maybe we don't know 100% of the truth, but it appears.
And I don't absolutely think we do.
Right, and it appears, though, that the bishop was, quote unquote, trying to take the high road, trying to do it discreetly, behind the scenes, and then it appears the congressman was the one that decided to make it public, and it just kind of blew up yesterday.
Almost 3 years later.
I was getting calls yesterday, as I was out in the field from CBS National News wanting to talk to us because it all of a sudden became sort of an animal unto itself yesterday.
Come election time, depending on how bad this gets, this could have a backlash on the Congress.
Absolutely, because you're pretty much calling out the church at this point, and that's not something you really want to be doing.
It is interesting, though, that most of the people I did speak with yesterday said it's not going to hurt his chances for re-election.
Okay. Who knows? Who knows? I just think that this should remain behind closed doors, and the bishop and Patrick Kennedy, or representatives, should sit down and try to find some way to find some common ground.
We have to remember what we're fighting about, too. It's a very, the sanctity of a sacrament,
button issue.
Sure is.
Well, let's go over to Courtney. We're talking about that on the Buzz on our live blog. Courtney, what are you seeing so far?
We've got both sides mostly on Facebook and one side on the blog, so we'll just read a couple on foxprovidence.com. JB says we all have our own beliefs, and Lisa says it's true that Catholic faith is pro-life, but there are so many people who have beliefs or do things that are not following Catholic faith to a T. We have a poll here on foxprovidence.com. Should your beliefs restrict you from receiving communion? Your choices are A, yes, church values should be followed, or B, no, beliefs are a person's prerogative. Live. So you can weigh in there, and we'll have those results for you in about 30 minutes. Here's a snapshot of our Facebook page, and Shelley Cleary says, no, I don't believe it should, and if it did, there would be a lot of people who wouldn't get it. And Anthony Marapizzi says, yes, it should. First of all, the bishop didn't say that he couldn't, in quotes, receive, but asked him to please refrain from receiving. So you can read the longer version of those comments on our Facebook page. Just search The Rhode Show, but I'll be back in about a half hour with your poll results. So for now, into the kitchen. Danielle, what's going on?
Well, this morning in the kitchen, we actually have a little bit of